All right. Oh my God, I am so sweaty. Okay. Hello, hello. Hello. Sorry, I am a few minutes behind. We were filming some really funny reels. I'm also sweaty. A lot of that is just from laughing, but Christine and I will film some really silly things that are hilarious, so I'm really excited for them to get posted. But it definitely means that we ate into my live time for a few minutes, but anyways. Hello, hello. Excuse me, Misfit. Hello. Good morning, everybody. Also, my iPad is at 1%. It's plugged in now, hopefully, luckily, but it just means I didn't have time to pre-prep to make sure I had everything ready. So you'll have to give me 2 seconds. Also, if I'm panting, like I said, I'm out of breath because Carrie and I were just Carrie was filming Christine and I doing some really silly things for reels, and now I am out of breath. So I need to get myself oriented for the day. Today is the 3rd of June, 06/03/25. Okay. This dress is not part of today. This is I guess it's kind of like a sneaky peeky. This is just what Christine and I were wearing, matching outfits for our reels. So I don't remember if this one is later this week or if it's next week, but either way, this is a sneak peek of things to come, whether or not it'll be later in this live or not. But okay, I think we are good. Summer baby maxi dress. Romper, tank. Okay. I am gonna go change into something else and be right back. I'm just trying to get the live figured out. Okay. And then the ones I just tried on. Actually, let's put those ones right on now. Okay, hello, good morning everyone. I am just off camera changing into another outfit. The dress I started my live in was just what Christine and I were filming reels in. Speaking of Christine, Christine will be going live later today at 12:30. She does her monthly luncheon styles the first Tuesday of every month, so that would be today. I also just realized I need to go to the pet store today because the first Tuesday of every month at my pet store that we buy pet food at is Customer Appreciation Day, so they always have 10% off, and so we always try to make it to the Tuesdays if we can for buying our dog food, just so we get that little bit of a bonus. Okay. Okay. Oh man, I am still so sweaty. Okay. Okay, there we go. I am finally in my first outfit of the day. Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, Virginia. Hi, Linda. All right, I think I am finally ready to start. So good morning, everybody. My name is Michelle. I am the 3X model here at Lavender and Lace Boutique. I typically wear a size 3X top and bottom, occasionally a 2X. For things like Judy Blue denim. For Judy Blues, I typically wear an 18W, and height-wise, I am 6'1", so I am very tall, which is also relevant to the reels that Christine and I were just filming. We were definitely poking some fun at her being short and me being super tall, so look forward to some very funny things coming for that. But anyways, without further ado, since we're already at 11:11, let me hop in and talk about the pieces that I'm currently wearing. So, for the top, this is the Sugar Blossom Floral Baby Doll Top in the shade Aqua. This one's retailing for $49, sizes small through 3X, with a 1X being the medium size. This is from the brand Haptics, and this one is true to size. It does have a flowy baby doll fit, but we're all wearing our typical sizes except for Melissa, who did size down to the large for this one. So Christina's in the small, Carrie's in the medium, Melissa's wearing the large. I opted to keep my same 3X large for this one. I find just with being more broad shouldered with the ruffle sleeves, I wanted to keep that 3X just to have it so the ruffle sleeve was still hitting in a nice spot. So this one is definitely super flowy and graceful and summery. We can see we have that baby doll waistband. It is cinched at the waist and there is an elastic, but it is definite. It's not like an A-line like the Haptix dresses where the elastic comes right in. It's still kind of not quite sitting against my skin. So it is giving that baby doll flow without being like super sucked in at the waist. So it is a little bit more breezy and flowy. You can see we do have the flutter sleeve that goes all the way around. And then if I turn around, we can see we have that baby doll silhouette. The elastic continues all the way around to give that baby doll silhouette the full 360. Lengthwise, I would say this one's a little bit on the cropped side. It's not cropped, but it is definitely a little bit shorter than your typical like t-shirt blouse kind of length, but still it's kind of hitting like right at my natural hip. So it's slightly cropped, but not like short by any means, if that makes sense. And it is your typical jersey knit poly spandex kind of material for this one. The same thing we've been seeing for most of these like flutter sleeve type tops from Haptix. Good morning, Reen. Hello. All right, so again, this one is the Sugar Blossom Floral Baby Doll Top in the shade Aqua. This one is going to be retailing for $49, sizes small through 3X. We're all wearing our typical sizes except for Melissa, who did opt to size down to the large for this one. So I would say, because it is a fairly like generous flowy fit for the baby doll, if you're between sizes, you could probably size down, but otherwise true to size. Okay, and then I actually have two pairs of shorts that are going to be launching today, which is super exciting. We have a pair of Judy's and we have a pair of shorts from Zenana, and that's actually what I'm wearing right now. So these, I'll try to tuck up the baby dolls so we can see them a little bit better. There we go. So these are the Tyrell mid-rise frayed hem shorts in medium wash. These ones are retailing for $52 and they are available in, oh, interesting. These are, we only have them in plus size, at least that's what's showing up on my side for the inventory. So we have them in 1X, 2X, and 3X. I wonder if maybe these launched previously in straight sizes and now we got the plus sizes after the fact. I'm not sure. But they are available in size 1X, 2X, and 3X. I would say that these ones fit similar to Judy Blue shorts, maybe even a little bit more generous. So I am wearing the 2X. I did try on the 3X and it was okay. Like it still fit nice and securely in the waist, but these are very, very stretchy denim. You can see even in the 2X, I still have a lot of stretch and wiggle room. So with the 3X, it was like very stretchy, and I found that I just had too much fabric in the hip area and the thigh area, whereas now with the 2X, it is a little bit more snug everywhere, but because it is so stretchy, it's not cutting in or anything like that. So I would definitely say that the 2X is my true size. I will go around and show a full 360. So I would say for these, again, very similar to the Judy Blue sizing, but if you're kind of in between Judy Blue sizes like I am, where I can sometimes wear the 2, sometimes I still need the 3, I would opt for the smaller of your 2 sizes for these ones. They do have a medium wash with this like really significant fading on the thigh here. There is also some whiskering, and the interesting thing about this whiskering is that it kind of curves up. Instead of just being straight across here, it goes down a little bit further and kind of swoops up a little bit. And then we do have good sized front pockets, and we do have some really nice big back pockets there too, with the frayed hem detail all the way around the edge for this one to give them a little bit of that like lived in cut off effect. So again, these are the Tyrell mid-rise frayed hem shorts medium wash. These are retailing for $52, sizes 1X, 2X, and 3X. I am wearing the 2X, so I would say similar to Judy Blue's short sizing, but if you're unsure, I would size down if you're between the 2 sizes. All right, we have a bunch of other things to try on. I'm gonna go change into another outfit. There's also a romper that I will hold up and show off. Unfortunately, the romper, it does come in plus, but it didn't work for me just because I wasn't able, just being so long torsoed, I wasn't able to like pull it around. I'll show you what I mean in a second, but so that is launching. I'll still hold it up and show it off, but it did not work for me just because of being very long torsoed and the fabric not having any stretch. I'll also put on the other pair of shorts. Okay, so first I will quickly show off the romper that unfortunately did not work for me, which I'm really upset about because it's really cute. But that is just my lot in life being a very, very tall person. So this is the Buttercup short romper in red, mint, pink, and yellow geo. This one is from the brand Haptics and it is retailing for $64. Size is small through 3X with the median size being a 1X. For this one, the fit itself isn't small by any means, and that's not the reason I can't wear it. It is true to size with an elastic waist, but I found that because the material itself does not have a lot of stretch to it, it was just not really accommodating to be able to pull over my hips and then kind of get it high enough to be able to like bend my arm down and put into it. There is a button on the back and stuff that does help, but again, with me just being like very broad shouldered and being tall and having a long torso, I struggle with rompers on a good day, and so this one was just not cut in a way that my long gangly limbs and torso wanted to stretch into it, which I'm very upset about because I do love it. I love the pattern and everything else about it, but again, and it's not a fit thing, like just holding it up I can tell that the 3X would absolutely fit me if I were not 6'1" with broad shoulders and a long torso. If you are someone who does not struggle with romper length in terms of like torso length and being able to like climb into it, you'll be just fine. Carrie, who also has a long torso, did have a hard time like trying to get into it, but once she was into it, she was totally good to go. And Carrie also has a long torso, so that is definitely like the common denominator here. These are so cute. Like they are shorts, but they almost look like a dress when they're on because there's like these little pleats in the front of the shorts. That just give it this really fun, like extra fancy effect. So I'm really upset that this did not work for me. There are a few other rompers from Haptics that are going to be launching in the upcoming week or two. And unfortunately, none of them worked for me. I had the same issue with all of them. I will say that this one was the closest because this one does have the button in the back to give you more room, but I didn't want to force it. I could feel pulling. I didn't want to start hearing ripping trying to force it on. So I will say, if you are in my predicament, if you want to try one of them, this one's probably the closest to being able to fit over my shoulders, and being able to like get down into it, but it just didn't work for me. So I still wanted to show it off because it is so adorable. So again, this is everyone else were their true size though, by the way. Like I said, it's more so a me and just like my height and size working against me, but the actual like ones on the garment would fit. So Melissa's in the 1X, Carrie is in the medium, Christina's in the small. So again, this is the Buttercup short romper. Excuse me, sorry. The Buttercup short romper in red, mint, pink, yellow geo. $64 for this one. Size is small through 3X. True to size, just be aware that if you are broad-shouldered and long-torsoed like you might have a bit of a hard time, but otherwise this one is adorable, and I'm really, really upset that it didn't work for me. Okay. With that said, let's move on to the next pieces that I am wearing. So this top is another Selena tank. We've seen a few of her over the coming days, or over the past few days and weeks. This is the Selena floral tank in aqua. This one is retailing for $47 and it's available in sizes small through 3X, with the medium being an extra large for this one. And these are again from the brand Haptics. They are the wrinkle-free material. They have a nice, they're like that blousey type of material, but they do have a nice stretch to them. They are available in sizes small through 3X, and they do have a flowy, relaxed fit, but they still fit true to size. So Christina's in the small, Carrie is in the medium, Melissa is in the extra large, and I am in my typical 3X for this one. I won't go too much into detail because we have seen her already several times in the last few lives that I've had. She does have this V-neck and then this kind of like faux popped collar vibe going on. It is a nice flowy fit, and it does have some scalloping on the side, and the length is nice in both the front and the back. It's not longer in the front or the back, and I would say it's like on the longer side, but not a super long top, so it would still be very easy to tuck in. And then it does have that structure in the back with a little bit of that yoked seam, kind of like a dress shirt. Again, every time I put these on, I think these will look really cute with like a little like tennis skirt to go golfing in. That's always the vibe they give me. So again, this is the Selena Floral Tank in Aqua. $47, small to 3X. We all wear our typical sizes for this one. And then we have the, that's the shorts I had on previously. We also have a pair of Judy Blue shorts that I'm currently wearing. These are the Judy Blue High Rise Stitch Over Destroyed shorts, AKA the Eli's. So these ones are retailing for $74. I will tie up the top so that we can show them off. So these ones, again, they're retailing for $74, and they're available in the full letter sizing range that Judy does, because of course, as we know, Judy does letter sizing for the shorts, not number sizing. So small through 3X with both an extra large and a 1X available. These ones are a little bit more on the snug side in the waist. So Christine wears the medium, she's typically a small. Carrie's typically a medium, she sizes up to the large. Melissa is typically an extra large or a 1X, and she wears the 1X. And then I am usually a 2X or a 3X, and I could honestly wear both of these. I am currently wearing the 3X. I am pictured on the website in the 2X. I think it's one of those things that I've found with a lot of Judy shorts as of late, where my waist, because I have quite a leg ruler type shape, a rectangle shape. I don't have a ton of waist definition. My waist to hip ratio is basically non-existent. And so I find that my waist is usually a limiting factor, and that is the case with these shorts. So with the 3X, I find that the waist fits really well. I have just a little bit of stretch, not too much, but I do find that I have some extra room in the hip and thigh area. This has been my issue with jeans since I started losing weight about, oh God, how long has it been? Like 8 or 9 months ago. That I've been having a little bit extra room in this hip and thigh area. And that is the case again with these shorts. It's not so much that I wouldn't wear this size, but it is just, you know, you can see it kind of in the booty as well. There's just a little bit of extra fabric. And then like I said, on the website, I'm pictured in the 2X, and I find that the hip and thigh area fits a lot more to my preference in the 2X, but the waist is maybe a little bit snug on the 2X. If I were to purchase these for myself, I would definitely purchase the 2X, knowing that the waist will probably relax out a little bit as the jeans get worn in a little bit, and knowing that the fit everywhere else is more preferable. So I would say if you are between Judy Blue sizes, I would recommend sizing up, especially if you are in the straight sizes and not the plus sizes, but just something to mention with those, because we do find that these ones are maybe a little bit more snug in the waist. So these ones have quite a bit of physical distressing, as we can see on the front here. What I really like is that there's like a layer, there's a patch underneath. Oops, sorry. There's a patch underneath this distress part, so it's not just open fraying. There's actually like a darker denim patch underneath, and then it's sewed over top. So this fraying is going to stay consistent, which I really like. It's not going to start to pull apart and get more thready, and it's not going to be see-through there. So it's like solid, but still giving that frayed look, which is a really interesting take, and it's not going to get more and more frayed and open as they get washed and worn. We have a little bit more fraying on the sides here. And then not really much of the fraying or anything on the back, but we do have some fading in the wash of the denim. So again, these are the Eli's, or the High Rise Stitch Over Destroyed shorts. $74 for these ones, sizes small through 3X, and we would recommend sizing up for in between the sizes, especially straight sizes. Both Carrie and Christine sized up. For me, I can wear either the 2X or the 3X. Oh, thank you, Virginia. I'm actually not trying to lose weight. It's actually a side effect of some medications that I'm on, but it's one of those things where it's happening. It's neither good nor bad. I mean, it's good because the medication's working. It's not treating anything weight loss related, but anyways, yeah, thank you. All right, so those are the Eli's, and then I still have a top and a dress for today. So I'll go, we have a pretty like loaded, there's like 8 things in the daily drop today. That's huge. So I will do the other top and then I will end with the dress. Okay. All right. Okay, so this, I love this top. I love the like hot pink tie on the top here. I think it's so gorgeous. This is the Backroad Beauty Floral Tank in black. This one's retailing for $42. This one's from the brand Haptics as well. And it is available in sizes small through 3X, with the medium size on this one being a 1X large. This one does have like a bit of a flowy fit. I wouldn't even quite call it relaxed fit. I would say it's just like a standard cute fit. And it is true to size. Everyone's wearing their typical size. So Christine in the small, Carrie's in the medium, Melissa takes the 1X, and I am in my typical 3X for this one. This fabric does not really have any, well, I guess it does have a little bit of stretch actually, but it's not something I would describe as like a stretchy fabric, like it snaps right back, but it does have a little bit of stretch. The fabric, it reminds me of like a handkerchief, like that kind of like weight and thickness is like handkerchief fabric. Yes, this one launches at 1 p.m. Linda. Everything I've tried on so far is launching today at 1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. Yeah, this one is gorgeous. It has these thicker straps. They're tank straps, but they're not like super, super wide. They're just like wide enough to cover a bra strap without being like super overwhelming. And then we have this gorgeous hot pink double tie system in the middle, which I think is so cute. So you could undo just one tie if you wanted and have it kind of sit open a little bit. Or if you wanted to get a little bit saucy with it, you could actually undo both ties and leave them open. You could just do the top tie if you wanted. You can tie them right up, or you can leave them just a little bit looser. There's a lot of different options here, and I just love, again, this like super hot pink color that they used for the tie. I like it because it kind of ties in to the pinks in the pattern of the floral, but it's just more poppy, like even compared to like this reddish, like that's probably the closest, but I feel like this pops out even more, which is just super, super pretty. I'm bigger in the bust than Christine, but I typically wear smalls. Would you recommend sizing up? Honestly, I would not. I find that the cut of this top is still quite generous. I mean, I'm not the best example to show because I'm quite small in the bust for someone who wears a 3X, but as someone who's broad shouldered, that kind of makes up for it. I still have tons, as we can see, tons of room in kind of the armpit area in the bust. So like if I needed to grow out, there's definitely a lot of room, and because there is that slight bit of stretch to the fabric, and because there is the adjustability with the ties, I would say you're still totally fine in the small. Like I know like Christine was in the small, she didn't feel like she needed to size up to the medium at all. I think you are totally good in the small. I would, compared to like other tops and stuff, like I wouldn't feel the need, again, I'm not the best example because I'm small in the bust, but there's enough room in the bust that I could easily go up a couple cup sizes and wouldn't have the fit impacted at all. So I think you'd be good, Tracy. Super valid question though, especially because this isn't just like a t-shirt material, it is something a little bit more structured. So I am glad you asked. So I didn't realize, did I actually show off the back? Just to see more of that gorgeous pattern. I also like how it's kind of more dense with the florals at the bottom and then gets a little bit more sparse and more of just the black background towards the top. I think that is a really pretty detail. And again, with this like super neon bright tie, it gives it just like a little bit of extra pop, which I think is gorgeous. Yeah, no problem, Tracy. I'm glad I could help, even with my small bitties. Anyways, this is the Backroad Beauty Floral Tank in black. I think this one's going to be really popular because it is just so stunning. $42 for this one, sizes small through 3X. We all wore our typical sizes for this one, definitely very true to size. All right, and then I have one final dress to try on for today. We have the Summer Baby maxi dress. So I'm going to pop that one on and be right back. Oh, the tag is stuck in my hair. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. I was having a bit of an issue with the tag trying to attach itself to my pigtails, but there we go. I don't know why, but I feel like this is giving like summertime Miss Frizzle vibes, and I mean that is like the most compliment of compliments. Miss Frizzle is an icon. Okay, and for those who don't know, Miss Frizzle is, I feel like most of you do, because you're probably either young enough to watch the Magic School Bus or old enough to have kids that watch the Magic School Bus. It was an incredible show. Loved it. But anyways, this is the Summer Baby Maxi Dress in Mint. This one is retailing for $69, sizes small through 3X, with the medium size being a 1X for this one. This one is also the brand Haptics. We have a lot of Haptic stuff this week. Okay, if it'll give me the size, there we go. I was gonna say, I suspect this one is true to size, but I always like to confirm before I say something, and that is the case. So this one is true to size, Christine in the small, Carrie in the medium, Melissa's in the 1X, and I am in my typical 3X for this one. This one is 100% polyester, and now this fabric does have minimal stretch. This is more of a structured fabric, but we do have the smocked waist, which does give you some flexibility with the fit in the waist and gives you that really nice cinched effect. But in terms of like the actual like the straps and the bust and the flow, there is going to be minimal stretch to this fabric, so it is a little bit more structured. This is stunning. I actually didn't have this one ready to try on for photos. I don't think I got a photo in this one, so this is my first time putting it on, and I'm kind of in love with this. I love where the silhouette of the waist hits. It's kind of almost empire waist because it's like right under the bust, but because it is the smocked effect and not just like a cinched elastic waist, I feel like it's giving a little bit more than that. I like where the pockets sit on this dress, and then it has these two darts that come down the front of the dress here. Or no, I guess it's just the one. It's just the way that the fabric looked. It looked like there was a line here, but that's just where it is. But we have this dart here with a little bit of a slit to get sassy. I love a good slit in a maxi dress. And then if I rotate to the back, we can see that we have more of this really gorgeous fern kind of tropical pattern. Big tropical leaves. We have this really gorgeous like aquamarine color in the background. Thank you, Linda. This color, I think this like aquamarine color is one of my like perfect summer colors. It just like really goes with my coloring. It's such, I love blue. Blue is like the true neutral in my opinion. I feel like blue looks good on pretty much everybody. So again, this is the Summer Baby Maxi Dress in Mint. Oh, I guess the other thing, I'll move my hair. It does have a collar, which I love, and not just kind of like the, not like the Selena tops where it's the V-neck with kind of like the faux collar effect. This is a true like folded collar, which is girl. I think that's why I was getting Miss Frizzle vibes from it, because she always wore collar dresses. I love Miss Frizzle. She is an icon. But again, this is the Summer Baby Maxi Dress in Mint. $69 for this one. Sizes small through 3X. Very true to size. We all wore our true sizes in this one, which includes myself in the 3X, and it fits absolutely perfectly. Would not size up or down, even if that was an option. Okay, so that is everything for today. We have a massive daily drop. We had the this dress, we had 3 tops, we have the romper, which fortunately did not work for me, and then 2 pairs of denim shorts. So everything that I've tried on this for is going to be available today at 1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, which is in about an hour and a half. All right, just flipping through the rest of the week. I think the majority of my pieces for this week were today. There might be a handful of things scattered throughout the week, but I'm pretty sure the majority is stuff that is launching today. All right, so if we go, oh, sorry, I'm just checking. We've got a like group text. Oh no, it's I sent the video that Christine and I took for one of our reels we're gonna be posting soon, and I sent it to our like group chat, which is me, Christine, Melissa, and I, and Melissa's just reacting. She's like, oh my god, that's so funny, I can't wait for it to be posted. So stay tuned, because there's gonna be a hilarious reel upcoming. Yeah, okay, I'm just double checking. We have, for Wednesday, I have 2 dresses. Perfect. I will change into the first one and then be right back with another gorgeous summer dress from Haptics Wednesday. Okay. So this is the same style of dress that I started my live in, just a different colorway. So the one that I started in is this really pretty, like kind of blue and white paisley. This one is kind of the more adventurous, hippie big sister of that one. But I believe the cut of the dress is the same. There we go. Yeah, it has to be. It definitely looks and feels like the same dress. The only difference is that the ribbons for the tie straps are a little bit wider on this one. Actually, maybe it is slightly different. I think this one might have more of like a handkerchief hem style. Either way, they are very, very similar. Okay, so this is the Margaret Smocked Maxi Dress in the shade Lime, Blue, and Tangerine. This one's retailing for $64 and is available in sizes small through 3X, with a 1X being the median size for this one. This one is true to size and is everyone in their typical sizes. So Christine in the small, Carrie in the medium, Melissa in the 1X, and I am in my typical 3X for this one. It does have the smocked top and then adjustable tie straps. These ones, I didn't tie them myself. This is just kind of where they came tied. I should tighten these up a little bit, but they do have these adjustable ties. Personally, when I tie a strap, actually I'll just adjust one quickly just to show. I really like to have the tie be more towards my shoulder. I like the bows to kind of sit on the front of my shoulder just because I think it's such a pretty like feminine detail. So I'll kind of tie them so that they're sitting either right on top of my shoulder, which can be kind of hard to do by yourself. I usually get my husband to help with that if that's the case. But if I can tie it on myself, I can usually do it pretty okay if I'm putting it kind of on the front of my shoulder like this, because I like to have that little like bow detail in the front personally, versus this one's kind of on top of my shoulder, maybe even leaning a little bit towards the back. But that is the joy of having the double top or the double tie, is that you can customize. You could also, if you wanted, because these ties are quite long, if you wanted to go halter style, you absolutely could, where you could just tuck the back straps into the dress, and then you could take the front ones and you could tie these up into a halter style if you preferred that way, which I'm going to do quickly just because I haven't actually tried that with this yet. There we go. So you could tie it up halter style if that is your preference, and then you have the two straps. You could also tie these in a bow or something in the back if you wanted to. I would probably just tuck them in myself, but because they do have the two tie straps, there's definitely options for ways that you could play with this dress and customize it to kind of be your own vibe for sure. Good morning, Caroline. Hello. I guess probably good afternoon for you at this point. So super pretty. Again, it has the fully smocked top all the way around the back, and this one, it does have some nice deep pockets as well. It does have a bit of a handkerchief hem on the bottom as well. Super pretty. I am definitely a fan of this one. It is also maybe slightly longer in the front than it is in the back, but not to the point of being like a high-low type dress. So again, this is the Margaret Smocked Maxi Dress in Lime Blue and Tangerine. $64 for this one, sizes small through 3X, and we are all wearing our typical sizes for this guy. All right, and then I also have the Stepped in Time ribbed dress. So I have another dress variant that is available in Plus for Wednesday. So I will pop that one on as well. So this is the second dress option that we have. So this is the Step in Time ribbed dress in black. This one is from Hamish. This one is retailing for $44 and it's available in sizes small through 3X, with the medium size being a 1X for this one. This one is true to size. It does have a little bit more of, not like a contoured fit or a tight fit, but it is a little bit more fitted for this one. It is true to size. Christine in the small, Carrie in the medium. Melissa did opt to size up to a 2X for this one. I would assume probably just to give her a bit more room in the hips or maybe a little bit more length. And then I'm in my typical 3X for this one. This one is a poly spandex blend, and we are no strangers to the ribbed fabric from Hamish at this point. We have had many a piece launch in this same fabric. This one has kind of like that wiggly texture where the pattern is a little bit darker in the valleys of the ridges and on the peaks. It's a little bit lighter, but not quite as dramatic as some other pieces, and you can kind of see it carried through on the florals of the pattern as well. So this one is very much like a typical kind of basic t-shirt cut of dress. It's very similar to the I cannot think, the dresses that have the rolled cuffs with the little things. I can't think of what they're called. We've had 3 of them released. We had a royal blue, a fuchsia, and a teal. But anyways, the fit in terms of like being fitted but not tight reminds me a lot of those dresses. And again, it is kind of like a typical t-shirt kind of cut. We do have these pockets. They're not super deep, but they are still there. They are something enough to note. Really nice, just kind of t-shirt length silhouette with a pretty standard length t-shirt. And then we do actually have a bit of a rolled cuff detail on the sleeve, which is another reason why it reminds me of those other dresses. Step in Time, is that what they're called, maybe? And then the pockets, and then we can see that these do have a nice little scallop on the side. They're getting a little bit cheeky. I'm showing off some leg with this one, which I'm not mad about, especially for me. Like, my preference is that if I'm going to show a bit of leg, I like having the side slit because then I've still got, you know, safety coverage on the back, so I'm not going to have any incidents, but I still get to show off a little bit more of my leg, which I love doing, especially because of all the art on my legs. And my legs have always been my favorite part of my body, so I like showing them off when I can. We can see this is a really nice, like, I would say like a true mini length, but it's not so mini that I'm worried, like even on me, like I'm not worried about not having shorts underneath or anything like this. Like, I still feel very covered despite being tall with long legs for this one. I know, I really like, because we've had so many bright, like super vivid florals from Haptics, I like taking a step back and having something a little bit more muted. This one being like off black, I would call it. It's like a deep charcoal. This is more definitely my speed in terms of colors that I wear every day, so I'm definitely a fan. Oh, so this is a Step in Time, so we are calling it the same style, which makes sense. Okay, so this is the Step in Time, but the ribbed version, the Step in Time ribbed dress in black. Again, this one's retailing for $44, sizes small through 3X. We're all wearing our typical sizes, except Melissa did size up to the 2X. And again, I would assume that is either just to give her a little bit more length or a little bit more room in the hips, because I was speaking earlier about how my hip to waist ratio is 0. Melissa's is definitely not 0. So, but yeah, other than that, we all wear our typical size for this one. Okay, so those are the 2 dresses that I have for Wednesday. Everything else is not plus friendly. And then for decks in the evening, we have one top that does come in plus. So I'm going to pop that one on, and then I'm just double checking to see where my next pair of pants is going to come from that I can steal. The Lukes. Okay, so I have a pair of jeans for Thursday that I can borrow, so I will steal those. Well, not stealing, I'm gonna wear them for the live, but perfect. We'll go to the desktop. I'll be right back. Okay, which ones are the Lukes? Lukes. Yes. Perfect. got another tag stuck in the pigtails incident, but I survived. Here we are. There we go. This was also like a white blouse too, and I'm wearing quite a bit of makeup, so I was like, oh no, don't let it rub on the front of my face and get all like makeup-y. Although that is one blessing about being so fair skinned, is my foundation is practically white. So like white foundation on a white shirt wouldn't be that noticeable, but either way, I try to not get any makeup on any of the clothing because it is not mine. Although I do end up purchasing a lot of it eventually, but it is not mine, at least not yet. So the top here is from the Dex launch, which will be happening Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. So this is the Dex Dolly button front embroidered blouse in the shade Ecru and Taupe. Those are just like the fanciest words for like off-white and beige. I love it. So this one's retailing for $65 and it's available in the full Dex size range, which is extra small through extra large, and then X, 1X, and 2X. So for this one, it definitely fits true to size for our typical Dex sizes. So Christine in the small, Carrie is in the medium. Melissa opts for the X in this one because sometimes she can be an extra large, sometimes an X, sometimes a 1X, just depending on the piece. And then I'm in my usual 2X, which is the largest size that Dex offers for this one. And the material on this one is rayon. This one has, because I was wondering, I was like, where is the taupe coming from? Because I get Ecru for the main point, but it's these cute little floral details. At first I thought they were stars, and they're kind of stars because they are 5 points, but they are giving more flower to me than star. But I guess from a distance it kind of, you know, sometimes I think star, and then I'll look again, and then I'll be like, maybe that is like a flower, and then I'm like, maybe it's a starfish. But anyway, it's cute little 5-pointed geometrical shape. Okay, now I'm seeing stars again, but super cute. It has this little exposed button detail at the top, and you could undo that button if you would. And then all of the rest of the buttons on the blouse are covered by this this little taping here so that they are covered. They are fully functional buttons as well, so you could unbutton this if you wanted, or have a couple of buttons open at the top and then wear it that way. I do like, especially with this this button at the top, I like how it looks fully buttoned. This is very popular in like Asian styles like Japan and South Korea, especially for like young working women who try to dress a little bit more conservatively, like covered up on the top but still want like cute accessories. They're really big into like having high neck things like this that have like a cute little button and fun buttons like that, and this is definitely reminding me of those types of styles. I also like this little ruching detail on the shoulders for this one. If I go into the back, you can see we have a bit more of that ruching detail kind of in the back, and just more of that nice open star/flower detail. We can see that, you know, we can kind of see the outline of my bra through it, so it is a little bit more on the sheer side, so I would recommend probably layering this over a tank top or something like that, having a little cami underneath, but it is just a really cute flowy summer piece. Again, this is the Dex Dolly button front embroidered blouse in Ecru and Taupe. This one is retailing for $65, and again, this one's in the full Dex size range of extra small to extra large, and then X, 1X, and 2X. We're all wearing our typical Dex sizes, which is Melissa in the X for this one specifically because she can kind of be all over the place for those, depending on like how the garment. Well, Melissa's not all over the place, the clothes are. Melissa is Melissa. All right, let's go to Thursday, which is the jeans that I'm wearing. And I think I have a top. Yes, I have 2 tops actually for Thursday, which is great. So I have the jeans on. I'll go put on one of the tops and I'll be right back. Top is so cute. There we go. Oh, I love this tank top. It's tank top is exactly the kind of thing that my best friend used to wear in university all the time. That was like her thing, was like flowy tank tops that had some kind of like crochet detailing on the top. That was like her signature. Courtney, I know you don't watch these, but if you are, this top is like everything I think of you like back when we were in university. This is what it is. So this is the Lainey crocheted patch top, patch tank top. I was gonna say there's no crop here. This is quite a long tank top actually. The Lainey crochet patch tank top in gray. This one's retailing for $24. That's a fantastic price point, and this one is available in sizes small through 3X, with the medium size being a 1X for this one. This one definitely has a pretty like flowy, relaxed fit. I'll open the top, I can see what everyone, but everyone is still in their typical size. So Christine in the small, Carrie in the medium, Melissa's in the 1X, and I'm in my 3X for this one. In the body part, I probably could size down, but I find that the top fits so perfectly. I think if I were to size down, I might find that I'd be missing a little bit of width in the shoulders and things like that. So I am definitely sticking with my true 3X for this one. I love the way that the heathering looks on this one because it's so like zigzaggy. I'm not sure how well that picks up in on camera, but in person, like looking in the mirror behind, like you guys can't see it, like I see the phones, and then behind the phones where I am recording, there is like a full-length mirror, and I can see how like zigzaggy the heathering and the pattern was, and I love it. So if I turn to the side, we can see it is definitely nice and flowy, maybe just a tiny bit shorter in the front than the back. And then in the back, we have super long coverage. This is definitely like tunic length for someone who is petite. For myself, not so much, but a lot of folks could get away wearing this as almost like a tunic length top. And then I will get up close so we can see the super cute crochet detail. The crochet detail is kind of like a cream color. It's not white. I would say it's off-white, leaning more like to a yellowy, creamy type of color. And then the gray is more of a cool tone gray, so there is a little bit of a tone shift between the warmth of the crochet and the cool tone of the body, giving that contrast. And then if I turn around to the back, I don't believe the crochet the crochet is not continued in the back. It ends at the top of the shoulder here for this one. Super, super adorable. I'm just going to tie it up so that we can talk about the jeans after that. But yeah, I definitely am a big fan of this one. Like I said, I love the way that the heathered effect is so like zigzaggy. I believe this is Haptics brand as well. I can't quite see on myself. I'm going to check with one of Melissa's rack to see if I can confirm. And it's not hanging on Melissa's rack, so I cannot confirm. Maybe I can see in the mirror. Haptics. And Haptics, yeah, oh no, P and Rose, there we go. This is the brand P and Rose. So again, this is the Lainey crochet patch tank top in gray. $24 for this one, incredible price point. Size small through 3X, and we're all taking our typical size in this one. It is quite loose and flowy in the top, but I find it very true to size in the bust area. Okay, let's talk about these jeans as well. These are from J Blue, of course. These are the high-rise Stonewash straight fit jeans, aka the Lukes. These ones are available in the full Judy size range of 0 through 15, and then 14W through 22W. And I'm wearing my typical 18W in these ones. Everyone else is also wearing their typical size, which means Christine in the 3, Carrie in the 9, Melissa is in her usual 14, and I am in my usual 18 for these ones. So these are they're definitely giving like 90s vibes. I know this has been big for a while now. They're described as a straight leg. I would almost say they're like a mini flare. I feel like there's like, or maybe even like a boot cut. Except that I guess boot cuts are a little bit thinner in the thigh, and then they flare out in the calf. But I feel like these are like straight leg, but right at the end, I'm not sure how well it's picking up on camera, but I feel like there's almost like a tiny bit of a flare, like it's not just a plain straight leg to the ankle. It feels like it flares out even just a little bit at the ankle, so they're definitely giving that wider effect at the bottom. These ones are, I don't have the inseam, but I'm gonna guess they're probably about a 30 to a 31. So they're not super long, but they're not super short either. I feel like these would also look really cute folded up. I'm just gonna give that a quick attempt here. Yes, they look really cute rolled up too. This is just because they are a little bit of an awkward length on me. I would probably roll them up and wear them cropped kind of intentionally myself, but I'm definitely in the minority because I have very, very long legs. Being over 6 feet tall will do that. They definitely have this really cool like acid wash effect that is very 90s. No physical distressing though, all of the distressing is done in the wash. These are definitely giving me like the Levi's mom jean vibe kind of fit, especially in the upper part here, in the way they fit in the hips and the thighs are definitely giving like mom jean, like very, like the trendy kind, like not mom jean derogatory, I mean mom jean complimentary. Anyways, again, these are the Judy Blue High Rise Stonewash Straight Fit jeans, aka the Lukes. 103 for these ones, and they're going to be available in 0 through 15, and then 14W through 22W, and we all wear our typical Judy size, which includes myself in the 18. I have another top for Thursday, and we will be right back. Got a fun little stripey number for you. Just double checking the brand on this top. I'm pretty sure it said Tea and Rose. Yes, it did. Okay, now the t-shirt that I'm putting on, this one is haptics. I'm making sure to look before I put it on so that I'm not struggling afterwards. Although I'm pretty sure this one was also in Melissa's rack, so I could have checked there. Okay. Okay, this whole outfit screams like I'm one of the Tim the Toolman Taylor children wearing this outfit in 1997, and I love it. So this is the Riverside short sleeve top in denim blue and white stripe. This one is retailing for $34, sizes small through 3X, with the median size being a 1X. And this one is very true to size. It's giving a slightly relaxed, just kind of basic drop shoulder tee fit. So Christine in the small, Carrie in the medium, Melissa's in the 1X, and I'm in my typical 3X for this one. It is a poly spandex blend. Again, that same kind of jersey knit t-shirt material that we've come to know from Haptics. We can see this one is quite a dramatic drop shoulder, and then we do still have the t-shirt, like it doesn't just kind of go into a dolman sleeve. We do have an actual cut off t-shirt, which I really like, and it kind of breaks up the striping, which I think is fun. This one, I would say it's a regular length, maybe again just like a tiny bit crop, but really it's probably just that we're having a lot of long t-shirts lately, and this is like a typical t-shirt length. And then if I turn to the side, we can see it's maybe just slightly shorter in the front, but I think that's more so just because of the way it's hanging from my chest, but it's not actually cut to be longer, it's just kind of how it's sitting on my body. And if I turn around, you can see nice and even in the back. Just a really nice, cute stripe. I love this shade of blue. Denim is definitely a good description of it, where it's kind of like a more toned down version of like a cornflower blue, and I just think it's very pretty. So again, this is the, oh my God, I keep hitting the wrong button on here. There we go. This is the Riverside short sleeve top in denim blue and white stripe. This one's retailing for $34, sizes small through 3X. Show the back again, just in case I forgot. I don't think I did, but anyways, again, small to 3X, and we're all wearing our typical sizes, which means myself in my usual 3X for this one. Don't think there's anything on Thursday evening that works for plus. There is not. Friday. Oh, good. There's these really cute. I really wanted to show these off, so I'm glad these are on Friday. I was thinking I'm going to put that other tank top back on, the crocheted one, because there's these really cute, the jeans with like the Western kind of embroidery on them that are launching, and I think they look so cute together. So I'm going to try those on together again. These are for Friday, and then Friday evening is going to be ampersand, but it's not here yet, so I don't have it here to try on. But we do have an ampersand launch coming Friday, but I don't have it. So in the meantime, I will just show you Friday's daily drop. And again, these jeans are adorable. I mean, I'm personally not one to dress with a more like Western flair, but if I were, these jeans would be an instant purchase. These also just fit like size Michelle. They always, Judy Blue, like skinnier style jeans always fit me super well, and these are like a skinny jean. And a part of me is kind of tempted to get them anyways, because there's like, even though I'm not big on like country music and stuff like that, I've seen this like, there's this, because I think it's not really a secret that in my personal life, I dress kind of like a goth and alternative. And we all know that I'm like a big nerd and I like anime and like nerdy stuff like that. But I also dress kind of like emo and gothic in my personal life. But there's this style that is called y'alternative, which is like people gothifying country clothes. and it's actually really cute, and a part of me is kind of tempted to get these jeans to make like a really cute like alternative look, to combine them with like, I have a black Judy Blue denim jacket that I've put a bunch of like cool patches and studs on, and I'm like that with like these jeans and like I have actual cowboy boots because I grew up on a farm. I'm a real cowgirl. I have worn my cowboy boots to actually ride horses, and I mean I've also worn them to like rodeo dances and country weddings too, but you know, I'm kind of tempted to make a alternative outfit. But anyways, I figured I'd put this tank top back on and then show off these jeans because I think people were freaking out over these ones. I think there was a sneak peek and I think in the Monday Night Live yesterday, and they're friggin' cute, so I totally understand why. So these are the Judy Blue. Oop, that is the second skin skirt. That is not what I'm trying to, those unfortunately do not fit me, otherwise I would totally try that one on. But this, there we go. These are the Judy Blue mid-rise Western embroidery detail skinnies, aka the Coopers. These ones are retailing for $93, and they are available in sizes 0 through 15 and then 14W through 24W, so the full Judy size range. These ones, like most Judy skinnies, I find they're a little bit more on the generous side, so I wear the 18 very easily. I would not size down to the 16, but these do definitely fit a little bit more stretchy and like relaxed than some of my other 18s. But again, that's why I love the Judy Blue skinnies, is there's something about the cut that just fits me a little bit better in like the hip and thigh being a little bit tighter to the body, and they just fit fantastic. And so everyone else is also wearing their true size in these ones. So Christine in the 3, Carrie in the 9, Melissa in the 14, and I'm in my usual 18 for these ones. I'm trying to figure out the best way to like show off the pocket. I think we can see it pretty well here. We have this really cute Western detailed stitching around the pocket. So cute. I love that. The stitching isn't that typical kind of like, I know they're not Wranglers, but like Wranglers always has that kind of like yellowy amber colored stitching, and this is in that same kind of colored stitching. And then if we turn around to the back pocket, we have that same kind of Western type detail stitching on the butt pockets here. And then the best part, if I can balance myself long enough to show it off, we have this really gorgeous Western stitching details on the side of the legs. They are so, so cute. I absolutely love the stitching. These ones are a little bit on the shorter side. As we can see, they are definitely giving ankle jean on me. I'm gonna guess these are probably like a 28 or a 29 inseam. So for the petite girlies, these are going to be fantastic because you're going to be able to wear these and not worry about having to hem and lose some of that gorgeous stitching, because it's going to all stay there. And then for us tall girlies, we can just wear them as ankle jeans. And with, I tried these on in my website photos with a pair of these. I don't even remember, these boots have been here longer than I have. I don't even know what brand they are. Oh, they're Cupid. I tried them on with these little tan cowboy boots to kind of pull out the brownness of the stitching, and it looked so friggin' cute. And these, like the ankle boot kind of ended right where the jeans began, and it was so friggin' cute. Like again, not someone who typically dresses in like a Western fashion, but these jeans are tempting, and I kind of want to style them into like a alternative outfit because I'm just so into them. So again, these are the Coopers, or otherwise the Judy Blue mid-rise Western embroidery detailed skinnies. These ones are retailing for $93. I thought they would be more because of how much like custom detailed embroidery there is on them, but they are still under that. I thought they'd be like 102, 103. So the fact that they're under 100, even with all the embroidery, I think is fantastic. I think part of that is probably because they are a skinny jean, which uses a little bit less fabric than something like a wide leg. But anyways, I have no idea. I don't understand clothing manufacturing. I just can crack a guess here and there. But anyways, these are retailing for $93. They're available in the full Judy size range of 0 through 15. And then 14W through 24. We are all wearing our typical sizes, which includes myself in my 18W, and they fit like an absolute glove. Judy skinnies are my favorite, and they always will be. So again, these are the Coopers, and these are gonna be launching on Friday at 1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. Right, Mom? Like, not really typically a country girl, but these fit really nicely, and I feel like I could do a little the alternative thing. I also have like a cute, not like a cowboy hat, but it's one of the Grace and Lace hats that we had. Oh God, they were probably like, not even this past fall, but the fall before we had the Grace and Lace hats. I bought one of those. Like, I feel like I could like style that with it. Anyways, I'm going off topic. So again, that is going to be launching Friday at 1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. Friday evening is going to be an ampersand launch, but it is not here yet. So unfortunately, I do not have it here to show off. And then there is going to be a Saturday launch, but I don't believe that it is in plus size. I'm just double checking. Yeah, no, we have more kind of light, like sweatsuit type varieties. We have the all day fleece hoodies and the dash drawstring shorts in more colorways, but we only have them in small, medium, large. So unfortunately, nothing for plus for the weekend. So that means that is everything for me. So with that, thank you everyone for joining me. Sorry I was a little bit late, but trust me, it's gonna be worth it when you see the reels that me and Christine filmed. They're so friggin' hilarious. Like even, I got that text midstream that was like Melissa just being like, oh my God, this is incredible. So look forward to that. I know I'm looking forward to it. But anyways, thanks again. My name is Michelle. I'm the 3X model here at Lavender and Lace Boutique. My pigtails are trying to escape my head at this point. They're sick of having clothes rubbed all over them. So I'm going to let them take a break. So yeah, my name is Michelle. I'm the 3X model here at Lavender and Lace Boutique. I typically wear a size 3X top and bottom. I wear an 18W in Judy Blues. I am 6'1" for height reference, so I'm very tall, so I can give kind of like a tall person perspective on clothing. And I go live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time, where you've currently found me on Facebook and or Instagram. So if that is something that interests you, you can see me here again next week at 11 a.m. or 11:10 if we're filming more adorable reels, but probably closer to actually being on time at 11 a.m. Next week. So thank you again, everyone. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.